Info Day of Cascade Funding. My name is Andy Cruzado, or Andrea Cruzado. I'm the Communication Dissemination Manager at Sploro, and I'm delighted to welcome you to today's Info Day focused on green and digital innovation. If you are a researcher, entrepreneur, startup, SME, or part of an innovation ecosystem working on climate, green, or deep tech solutions, you're absolutely in the right place. Today, I'm joined by my colleagues Jorge Sevilla and Ana Maria Minea, part of the Sploro team. Thank you both for your assistance and being here. They'll be moderating your questions during the session. So my screen, you're seeing my screen, right?
We see your screen, but not in the presentation mode.
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
now.
Okay, so we have a little bit of question and answers. So if you guys put in the PR&R or Q&A part, you can the whole audience could do and ask questions. So that will be very helpful for you. Then, what are you gonna expect during this session? So we'll present 3 EU open calls driving innovation in digital security, energy systems, and sustainable value chain across Europe. We have Upstream on their first open call, collection and valorization, Secure first open call, and Green Grid PowerBoost first open call as well. So, but first, I want to tell you a little bit about who are we? Who is Sploro? For those joining us for the first time, welcome. Sploro is an innovation consultancy committed to making innovation accessible and understandable for everyone. We're located in Pamplona, Spain, but we have a remote team across Europe. We work in innovation. We work in innovation consultancy. We work in Cascade funding, managing EU-funded open calls for digital, sustainable, and creative innovation. And then we have our own software called Cronis, that is a tool simplifying project reporting for European R&D initiatives. So how does Cascade funding work? This is very interesting because Cascade funding is also known as financial support to third parties, and it's an EU mechanism providing equity-free funding for startups, SMEs, researchers, and organizations developing innovative solutions. So how does it work? First, the European Commission funds a large consortia. This consortia launches an open call for third parties. Then selected applicants receive funding and tailored support monitored through KPIs. What is great about it? Its simple application and reporting process is equity-free funding. It accelerates innovation and knowledge sharing, and it allows you to join EU innovation networks. So stay informed by subscribing to our newsletter, cascadefunding.eu, where you can see the latest open calls that are from different topics regarding innovation and research and development. So go visit cascadefunding.eu. So I'm joined by my 3 brilliant speakers from different EU calls. First, we're going to start with Ana Maria, that she's Dr. Ana Maria Lopez Aviron. She's the head of sustainability and research development and innovation project manager at IT Technology Center in Zaragoza, Spain. So she's going to present the Upstream project, the first open call of collection and valorization. The Upstream project is about circular and bio-based solutions for the ultimate prevention of plastics in rivers integrated with elimination and monitoring technologies. So, Ana Maria, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Andrea. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, can you confirm that you can see in presentation mode?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, hello everyone. As Andrea said, my name is Ana Maria Lopez. I'm head of sustainability and project manager in ITIP. ITIP is a research center, technology center located in Zaragoza in Spain. And we work in different areas around the plastic value chain and the polymeric value chain, from the first step in the materials development until the end in the recycling activities. Here today, I'm representing UPSTREAM project as a coordinator. UPSTREAM is based on a circular and bio-based solution for the ultimate prevention of plastic in rivers integrated with elimination and monitoring technologies. This is a project that belongs to the Horizon Missions Ocean program, and the project started in 2023 and will finish in August in 2027. This is a co-funded project by the European Commission and the United Kingdom government. The total budget is around 10 million euros. We have a very well-balanced consortium. We are 22 partners from 11 countries, and we are 10 research institutes or technology centers, 10 industrial partners, and 2 associations that help us to spread the results that we are going to obtain in the project. As I said, ITIP is the coordinator, and we have a lot of different partners, as you can see in this slide. The main ambition of the project is to improve the cleanness and the water quality in 7 different European rivers, most of them located in the major European capitals and that flow into 5 sea basins. The UPSTREAM project is based on the widespread deployment and demonstration of a suite of 15 advanced solutions to address the serious issues of the pollution from litter, plastic, and microplastic in the European rivers. The main objective of the project is to address at different points of the water supply system the problem of the litter, plastic, and microplastic contamination. We are working or deploying the technologies into three different locations of the river: before the wastewater plants, after the wastewater plants, and also in the river themselves. The idea is to address the pollution at every point in the path and also to engage stakeholders at different levels, industry, government, and citizens, to create a pool of people around of the problem of the pollution of the river, and to try to solve everyone together this problem in the future. We have 5 main pillars where these 15 technologies are developed. We have technologies focused on monitoring the plastic and microplastic in the rivers and the wastewater plants. We have also some technologies or solutions for the prevention, like the bio-based or biodegradable materials. We have elimination technologies for the wastewater plant and also directly to remove the pollution from the river. And also we have some technologies for the valorization of the material collected and to develop new materials into different type of products. We have also to deploy these technologies. We have a 5 demonstration sites located around the rivers that I mentioned at the beginning, in United Kingdom, Spain, Italy, Germany, and directly into the Danube River in Serbia. And now I'm going to start with the description of the open call that we have. This open call is titled Collection and Valorization, and we want to try to address this problem in a more specific manner. So the main goal of this open call is to replicate, scale, and localize a upstream solution for monitoring, prevention, removal, and valorization of plastic litter and microplastic in the river and connected waters. The objective is to support the regional and local authorities to deploy collection and recovery schemes for the river litter, plastic and microplastic, and pilot valorization pathways. this should be aligned with the solutions that we have in upstream. The applicants should be regional or local public authorities or directly representing bodies from associated regions in Europe, and they should be outside of the upstream consortium. So the countries that belong to the consortium are not eligible for this call. Also is not eligible the project or the region that is going to be funded in the open call allocated for the Inspire project, which is our sister project. The funding will be a lump sum grant up to 70,000 euro per project with a duration of 6 months for implementation, and we expect to deliver 2 or 3 projects funded in this call. The main activities that we saw are related to the field pilots for capture and recovery, valorisation trials, monitoring linked to the collection efficacy, logistic model design, citizen co-creation for uptake, and later on I will go more in detail of the activities that are covered. The application started in January, and the deadline, this is the important date for us, the deadline now is 16th of March. So we have almost 3 weeks in order to receive the applications. So I encourage you or your partners in order to apply for that as soon as possible. How to apply? You can go to the upstream portal and follow the guidelines. They are described there, but mainly you have to submit your application form, which is the technical proposal, administrative data and budget, and the declaration of honor to this email address that you can see in the slide with the subject, the name of the call. The application should be in English, and we only only one application per authorities is advisable. So to have admissibility of the application, it should be complete. It should be submitted via the official pathway, and also it is mandatory to include all the annexes provided. As I said, this is a more detailed description of the activities that are eligible. In this case, activities focus on monitoring and digitalization of plastic and microplastic for rivers and tributaries. Also the prevention and zero waste measures, for example, the bio-based, biodegradable alternatives, upstream interventions. Another point is the removal of collection and recovery of litter, plastic and the microplastic in the freshwater system, recycling and valorization pilots for the capture of plastic, nature-based solution or restoration also are advisable. Also some activities related to citizen science and co-creation like living labs, behavior change campaigns that can directly support the above activities. And finally, also activities related to open data and knowledge sharing with the upstream platforms. Which are not eligible are activities related to the basic research or the routine municipal operation, activities completed before the grant start, double funded activities, or similar. The funding, as I said, is a lump sum grant that will be paid against the consecution of the milestones at the level that we have set in the project. The budget will be delivered in 3 tranches that you can see here in the slide. And also you have to consider that the subcontracted is allowed, but is limited to a maximum of 30% and only for those activities related to technical services, but not activities related to project management or strategic steering, financial oversight, or similar. If you applied for some subcontracted, you must to know that these activities must be justified properly in order to be awarded. And also we have some deliverables that are compulsory in the project. We have this kickoff package at the beginning, the midterm update, and the final pack that will be the deliverables for the payments. Also, you have to include illustrate KPIs for the evaluation. You have to comply with the visibility criteria of the missions ocean and upstream project, and you have also to comply with the open data and to avoid publish any non-sensitive results in the upstream platforms. And here are some links for dissemination and for application. If you go to these links, you can find all the guidelines and the pathways to apply for this open call, and all the information are also included there. And thank you very much. This is all from my side, and I hope that this open call will be interesting for you.
Thank you so much, Ana Maria, for that wonderful presentation. I have a couple of questions from the audience. The first one is from Emra. So it's regarding future open calls within the upstream program. What could be their integration with the current one?
Sorry, can you repeat? Because I had a cut in my connection.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, absolutely. Regarding the future open calls within the upstream program, what would be their integration with the current one? Is there a...
Okay. Yes, we will have a second open call. Probably we will open it in April or May. And although we'll be connected also with the upstream solutions, will not be focused exactly in collection and valorization, will be focused on other areas that the upstream project collects. But they are independent. I mean, you can but you can only apply to one of them. Mm-hmm. So we cannot grant the same entity for both.
Okay. So if one company applies for the first open call and got selected, they cannot access to the second one.
Exactly.
They're not correct. Okay, perfect.
But if they apply for the first one and they are not selected, they can apply for the second one.
Okay. That's great to know. I have a second question from Steven.
Yes.
Could you please give us some examples of interesting upstream solutions to be applied on these projects?
Okay. Actually, these eligible activities are related with the activities that we do in the project. So, for example, we have technologies for monitoring and digitalization of plastic and microplastic in rivers. For example, we have activities related to drones to detect the plastic and the plastic in the river banks. We have some monitoring protocols established within the project. We have some advanced monitoring system to detect the microplastic in waters. Also, in the case of the prevention and zero waste measures, we are working with the development of new biodegradable alternatives for conventional products in order to improve the biodegradability in rivers and to avoid the pollution in a long term. In case of the removal and collections and recovery, we have, for example, two different platforms able to catch directly or collect directly the litter and plastic from the rivers. They flow on the river and they collect the plastics. Also, we have, for example, in case of recycling and valorization, we are working on those materials that has been collected with these platforms. For example, we are going to recyclate chemically into the project in order to obtain again the monomers and to try to convert this monomer into different polymers to be able to develop new products. And regarding citizen science and co-creation, we are working in the project with the creation of different stakeholder workshops to disseminate the project and to also gather insight about the problems that the wastewater plants or the river areas had in order to be more proactive with the or to help them to showing different alternatives to solve these problems. And well, in case of the open data and knowledge sharing, we are also developing some dashboards and open and project platforms in order to share the information that we are developing and to share with the people or the audience in general. This could be some activities and what we are doing inside of the project related to that.
Okay, thank you so much. I have I have I'm gonna two more very quick questions before we go to the next presentation. The first one is Cyprus eligible country for this call? And the second one is from Michal. That is, we are replace an AI-based system from proactive monitoring and management and impact reports for rivers. Is it possible to take part in this open call? Thanks.
Okay, related to the second question, yes, because monitoring is one of the topics. So if they have some solution related to that, it could be admissible, but the applicants should be a regional or public authority. So this is something that is in the open call, and only this kind of applicants are who can apply for this. So if they are a regional or public authority, this is fine. And related to the first question, Cyprus is not in the upstream consortium, so initially they are eligible.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Ana Maria. Could you please stop sharing your screen? This was a very interesting call. And
okay,
now
thank you very much for this time.
Thank you. So now we will continue with the second project. The second one is Secure First Open Call. It is presented by Roland Sommer, Managing Director of the Austrian Platform Industry 4.0 and member of the Management Board of the Austrian Gaia X Hub. About the project, Secure strengthens the cyber resilience of EU mSMEs, helping protect them against cyber threats and contributing to the stability and integrity of the EU's digital single market. So, Roland, welcome and over to you.
Thank you very much. I have a little bit of a different topic. It's about the Cyber Resilience Act. So the main focus of the project is to support small and medium enterprises when it comes to implementing activities around the Cyber Resilience Act. The Cyber Resilience Act is a regulation that was enacted back in 2024 to enforce mandatory cybersecurity requirements for hardware and software products throughout their life cycle. And it's the first time ever that the European regulation also covers software products. Now, what is it all about? A brief secure project overview. We would like to help mSMEs, also micro, small and medium enterprises in Europe, to strengthen their cybersecurity capacities and to support the implementation of the proposed regulation on the Cyber Resilience Act. The Cyber Resilience Act will come into force next year, 2027, on the 11th of December. And now it's the time to prepare for that. The project has an overall budget of 22 million euro. And
I'm sorry to interrupt, Roland. We're seeing your screen, but not in presentation mode. We're seeing the whole PowerPoint window.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. That happened to me before, so don't worry. Yeah, if you put it on. Oh, now it's on the with your notes. So maybe if you change the display setting. Yes, now it's perfect. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Sorry for that. We started last year and we have several tasks. First of all, we manage, as also Ana Maria has said for her project, we manage open calls. And it is also about ensuring that European SMEs get the awareness, also accessibility and engagement for Cascade funding. But we do also other things. It's about compliance with the CRA, Cyber Resilience Act. We will come up with trainings and upskilling. We will have some use cases and there check out what is the compliance with these use cases so that other companies can learn from that. And we also contribute to CRA standardization. In the consortium, we have 8 partners, 5 NCCs, National Cybersecurity Centers. It is being coordinated by the Italian entity. It's called ACN, but also, for instance, Spain is on board, in Thibe, Belgium, Romania, and Luxembourg. And then there are 3 other organizations, among that Industry 4.0 Austria, where I come from, NASK from Poland, and then the Italian company that does all the platform. And we have a couple of affiliated entities, among others, Ideare, but also some other Austrian partners. Now, what it's all about. It's about providing financial support to third parties, Cascade funding, to mSMEs. We will have a series of open calls, 2 or 3, depending on how huge is the interest in the first call. And it's about co-financing projects that improve the compliance with the Cyber Resilience Act, and therefore strengthening cybersecurity practices among small and medium enterprises. The first call went open on the 29th of January and will be open until the 28th of March. So we have enough time, or you have enough time, to come up with a proposal. In our case, the maximum funding that could be awarded is 30,000 euro, and this would mean 50% of the overall costs. And like in the other project, it's about 6 months project time to realize the project. Now, who could be the applicant? It's on the one hand manufacturers of products, and it's about products that have so-called digital elements. That means they have some kind of software and they have some kind of device where you can, for whatever reason, transfer data from that product to somewhere else. So it's manufacturers, it's importers, it's distributors, and it's open source software stewards. In principle, in the Cyber Resilience Act, there are 4 categories, the biggest one being default products. They are considered low-risk products with digital elements, and that would be around 90% of all the products, general consumer office devices, would fall into this category. And there it needs a self-assessment for the so-called EU Declaration of Conformity, so that the software is conform with the Cyber Resilience Act. And example products are standard printers, smart speakers, connected light bulbs, fitness trackers, office productivity softwares, and the like. There are 2 other classes, 2 other categories. It's important products and critical products. And important products has 2 classes, class 1 and 2. And just to give you an orientation, class 1 would mean smart thermostats, webcams, home Wi-Fi extenders. Class 2 would already be connected medical devices, for instance, IoT gateways, industrial control systems, and critical products. Then it goes into core telecommunication networks, 5G infrastructure, hardware security modules, and the like. What companies are eligible? It must be an individual entity. It must be an SME or a micro, small, medium enterprise. It must be, the applicant must be established in either the EU or the EEA, meaning Iceland, Norway, or Liechtenstein. The applicant must meet all the ethical and legal requirements. And as also Anna Maria has said, of course, double funding is not allowed. The requirements are that the applicants must, of course, operate in a sector or have business activities that falls within the CRA scope and the regulatory framework. And the project should aim at achieving compliance with the Cyber Resilience Act. Others will not be accepted. Now, what could be eligible activities? We have a couple of categories. I will just briefly go through these. It's, of course, about cybersecurity governance, risk management, compliance assessment. It's about training, both for the requirements training, but also cybersecurity trainings. It's about making clear what is the conformity. It will be a CE sign. And then some kind of tests like vulnerability tests, lab tests, penetration tests, also the CRA self-assessment tool, if it is being used. And then it's about, and that is a very important project part, it's about software development. It's about security by design for CRA. And then companies need to think about what will I do in case an incident happens? How will be the response planned? How can I address my whole supply chain and have a security assessment? How can I deal with data protection, privacy compliance? And of course, I have to monitor the protection, the prevention systems. All these categories within the first call. There are some other categories, category 1, 9, and 15, that is out of the scope because in that case, it includes third parties. What is the workflow? First of all, again, as Anna-Maria has said in her case, we have a portal. You can submit your proposal. Of course, you have to register. The maximum eligible costs are 60,000 euro and maximum 50%, that is 30,000 euro. You could get financing from the project. And then if you, as soon as you have handed in the proposal, it will be evaluated. There will be a formal evaluation. There will be a technical evaluation. And the national cybersecurity centers of all the EU countries, with a few exceptions, they will make the so-called ownership control assessment to make sure that it's truly a European SME, and that is and it's an SME, so that's not part of a big company. When you have a positive evaluation, you will get a financing contract, and you can also have a pre-finance payment. And then you have 6 months time to do the project. And after the 6 months, we have a project evaluation, and then we will check if all the targets that you have promised to deliver in the proposal have already been done. Just to see the timeline, now we have the first call open. After that, April until July, we have the different proposal evaluation phases, and then we have the so-called sub-grant agreement. And in August, you can start working on your proposal. And that is already my last slide. What are the evaluation criteria? We have 3 categories. One is on excellence and relevance. The second one on impact and clarity. These 2 criteria with a few sub-criteria account for each 40% of the total evaluation and implementation for 20%. And we will have a score from 0 to 5, 5 being excellent. The portal is on place. We have a website, we have a contact email, we also on YouTube and LinkedIn. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will stop sharing my screen because then I can see you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Roland, for this presentation. I have a couple of questions from the audience. The first one is from Laura. How can applicants know if their NCC commits to the secure project? For example, a French company would be eligible or not?
There is an information on the website, and I have to say there are only 3 countries that would not support it, and France is not among these. And the countries are Lithuania, Malta, and unfortunately Austria, because I come from Austria. France said, the French NCC already said it will support the ownership control assessments.
Okay, thank you. Well, I think you answered this on the presentation, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Luca asks, for secure project, is it just for EU member state or also widening countries are eligible to apply? For example, Montenegro.
As far as I know, but I will check that it's just EU countries plus the EEA. So Montenegro would not fall into these categories, unfortunately.
Okay, I think, do we have another question? Yes. Oh, okay, here it comes. Okay, so Peter asks, I would like to know if the 40% optional pre-financing could be on a different percentage. Also, what are the criteria for obtaining this pre-financing?
Well, there is a maximum possible sum, and I think it's 40%, and that is to ease SMEs if they invest already in the project, and if it's too high, of course, and then if the project targets have not been fulfilled after the 6 months period, we do not want you to pay back the money because that would be some effort. So we decided the 40%. And then after the project had been finalized, you will get the remaining funding.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I think we don't have any more questions, but what an interesting topic and presentation. Thank you so much, Roland. And now, last but not least, we will continue with our third project. It's Green Grid PowerBoost. Is presented by Evelina Shalavellene. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, Evelina. But she's an international projects coordinator at Sunrise Tech Park. Green Grid empowers SMEs to drive the green and digital transformation of Europe's energy grid. Evelina, the floor is yours. Please, I don't know if you could share your screen if everything works smoothly, and we can start with your presentation.
So hello everyone, it's nice to see so many of you here, and also big thank you to Sploro team for inviting Green Grid to be part of this info day. Let me share the screen. Sorry, does it work?
Yes, it does perfectly.
Perfect. So hello again, and as Andrea has presented already, Green Grid is about energy and grid and European resilience in energy sector. So Green Grid is an Eurocluster project, which started in October last year and will last for 3 days, with the main aim to help SMEs in energy sector and in industry sector and clean technology sector, digital, to work together to come up with new innovative solutions, pilot them, and make them work for the sake of energy. So now, what is Green Grid offering to its target groups? So first of all, probably why you're here, it's 2 million financial support for pilots, for scaling, and for market entry of energy or digital startups. We also focus on training and upskilling. So we have a Net Zero Academy, which combines general information sessions, webinars, workshops, and acceleration program. We also help startups to get more access inside the EU, but also outside, especially Africa, Latin America, and Caribbean countries. And we do a lot of networking, helping companies to grow, expand, find partners, and things like that. So who do we support with the program I mentioned before? So we mainly focus on industrial SMEs and cleantech SMEs. So for industrial SMEs, it's a help to identify their energy challenge, where they can optimize processes, carry out audits, how the energy use could be smarter, how they could install renewable energy, how they could contribute to grid flexibility and similar projects. While cleantech SMEs, we want their innovative products in energy sector to help them pilot, add new features, scale, find new partners, and things like that. And we have a target group called challenge owners. These are transmission or distribution system operators, large manufacturing companies that really have big challenges. The support they can get is through the connection with cleantech SMEs. So like they would provide a solution for their challenge they cannot find themselves. And I will talk about the scheme, how we want to support this cooperation between the 3 target groups in a minute. So first of all, the 2 million euros in funding. What we offer is 4 different streams targeting as that industrial SMEs and cleantech SMEs. So the first two, PowerBoost and Solution Box, are targeting industrial SMEs mainly. So PowerBoost, which is now open, is a small grant, just a motivation for the company to identify and map the energy challenges and prepare for the innovation. So that means we want to motivate companies to dedicate effort to find where they can innovate. What can they do to contribute to the grid flexibility, energy, renewable energy, things like that. Once these companies know where to look at, what kind of problems they exactly have, where the savings in energy could be, and similar things, they will be able to apply to Solution Box. So PowerBoost is now open, and Solution Box will open in autumn of this year. So that will grant a bigger grant to pilot an existing solution which is in the market, either AI-based or similar like that. And cleantech SMEs we target with the second 2 streams. Growth Box will be SMEs applying to solve specific challenges dictated by transmission system operators, distribution system operators, or large industries. So they will adapt their product and offer a unique specific solution, which we hope they can later expand into marketable product. And that's where we help with the acceleration program and also the fourth stream, bridging markets, which will help them go abroad, meet the partners and network and expand and scale their support. So internationalization is a big part of our project, and we support startups via our own network, like finding concrete partners, helping to participate in the fairs, finding global partners as well. So, and for startups in all four streams, actually, there is what we propose is a direct access to the big challenge owners and potential buyers. So the overall support scheme is dedicated to support innovation and adoption of new processes and advanced technologies in energy sector. So opportunities for SMEs, for the big TCOs, DCOs, and large energy intensive industries. So they can contact us if they have challenges that they want to address. And for them, it's an opportunity to test innovative solutions in real grid environments, which they later can adopt and gain access to innovation, to network, and things like that. So now a bit more about the four streams of Green Grid and how it's working. So first of all, let's give more emphasis on PowerBoost, which is now open. PowerBoost is open until we distribute all the grants. We have 50 grants. And the first cutoff date is April 3rd. If we don't distribute all the grants until that date, we will keep the call open until we get enough applications to distribute the 50 grants. The eligibility criteria are very easy. First of all, you have to be an SME. You have to be established in single market program, and you have to operate at least 1 year until submission of the application. Of course, not to be in financial difficulties, not be corrupt, not cooperating with Russia and all the regime countries, things like that. And the application is very simple. There are several checkboxes and 3 open questions to describe. They're not defined eligibility criteria, but when you should consider applying is when your scope of activity is in such a way that there is a capacity for intervention. If you have a bakery and you have like 1 oven, it's not likely that you will, any changes will make a big impact. There's not much to intervene, not much to analyze. But if you are a bakery with a whole network distribution, tons of ovens, that's where you should consider optimizing the processes, renewables, and things like that. So that's when you should look into PowerBoost. We know that amount is small, but it's an incentive. And also important fact is that the next call coming in autumn, the solution box, is actually the next step. Everybody applying to the solution box will need an internal audit report as a compulsory document to add. So that's for you the first step, and then you can also identify where you can intervene, and solution box will give a bigger grant to pilot a solution. In case you analyze your SME and you see the challenge but you don't know how to solve it, you can also submit it to the challenge hunt, where we will help you to find startups and other SMEs who would be willing to propose a solution. So the top 2 are targeting industrial SMEs. The dark green is for large industries, for those owning the challenges, but also SMEs can be part of it. And the bottom 2 calls, Growth Box and Bridging Markets, is targeting cleantech SMEs. So Growth Box will evolve around the challenges. We will have 2 calls, and they will evolve around 10 challenges each. And after you pilot, let's say you apply, you win a solution, you cooperate with a distribution system operator, you propose a solution, you have a pilot, And then you go through acceleration program, and then you can apply and enter new markets with your product. So that's the idea behind Green Grid. And how to get involved. So startups and SMEs, you can apply for support schemes like PowerBoost, open April 3rd. Growth Box is coming soon. We would like to launch it latest in April. Solution Box will come in autumn, and Bridging Markets will come even later. So if you have a big challenge, if you have a big industry, or you have an SME, but you still have a challenge that you don't know how to solve, please contact us. We can put your challenge on the call and help you to find cooperation partners. We also welcome investors and policymakers just to make sure that the programs like this have continuation and scale. So this whole program is presented to you by 6 partners across Europe, as you see, from the north to the very south. Eurocluster projects, they combine clusters, companies, businesses, industries, and the whole ecosystem to support SMEs in the chosen area. So now, what you have to do, first of all, join the Eurocluster, and you see QR code for the LinkedIn. Follow us on LinkedIn. We post this, all the news over there. You can also bring your challenges. Green Grid Cluster EU is the website of the project. It has contacts where how you can reach us, and also apply to if you're a startup, apply and scale your innovation. So thank you, and I would like to welcome the questions.
Thank you so much, Evelina, for your presentation. I have a couple of questions. The first one is from Iago. So I'm gonna read the whole question. It's a little bit long. So, question for the grid call. I am a startup looking to establish my production area in Jovi, Estonia. We currently own an area of 3,700 square meters without any connection to the power grid. The cost of connecting to the traditional grid is approximately 74,000 euros. 180 amp connection. This cost was provided by the company, Electrilevy. Sorry. It is a very high cost. Therefore, I would like to know the following. Can we please apply for the call to seek alternatives to provide off-grid energy for our company? For example, building a solar plant with a battery bank to meet our needs? And the second question is, our company is developing solid polymer electrolytes for batteries, supercapacitors, etc. Does this type of development fit the call? The company is in patenting stage. It will be filled in 2 weeks.
Just to clarify, the company is in what stage?
Well, the patent application.
Oh, the patent application.
Yes.
Okay, so the first part of the question, if they can apply to get the grant for installing their grid on their, like the actual grid work, I think it's not the target of Green Grid because it's your unique, I mean, it's like installing water pipes coming to it doesn't improve your processes, it gives you what you actually need. So this part is not, but the production that you do is relevant and most likely to the growth box goal when we have the challenges, in case some of those challenges, for example, need your product exactly as you provided. That would be your opportunity to participate. Also, in case your whole process is, I don't know, complicated, energy demanding and things like that, maybe PowerBoost is also for you how to optimize the processes within your organization and where to intervene. So it probably needs more detailed analysis of your case, but I would see Growthbox as the best option for you to apply.
Okay, thank you. And now we have a second question from AD. It's in PowerBoost, the application asks for electronic signature in the declaration. Will a scanned signature with an official company stamp will be enough for this? Thank you.
No, sorry, but we decided we go digital and we need digital signatures. There are lots of free platforms where you can sign digitally. And also we use European Commission platform for verifying if the signature is valid. We had one question about the Greek platform and it's perfectly fine. I mean, we upload the document on the European Commission platform and it shows it's verified and that's fine.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't think we have any more questions.
If I may add that one more
Yeah.
thing, that Green Grid on their website, it has all the 4 calls listed. And when the call is open, there is a link to the guidelines, and the guidelines have at the bottom of the guidelines, there is Q&A. So I also encourage those who consider to apply to read the questions and answers. We update them when we get an answer from someone via email and we answer them, but we also publish the answers on the documentation for the call. So that also gives some more ideas what is eligible, what is expected.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Evelina. And thank you all. I think we've come to an end of this Info Day session. So thank you all so much for joining this 29th edition of the Sploro Cascade Funding Info Days, this time dedicated to green and digital innovation. We had a pleasure to have 3 amazing coordinators of 3 different projects. And we hope today's session has provided clear insights on how these opportunities can support our work, your work, and help scale innovative, sustainable solutions across Europe. Before you go, please subscribe to Sploro's newsletter and cascadefunding.eu to stay up to date with the upcoming open calls. Follow Sploro on LinkedIn and X for our latest funding opportunities. And together we can accelerate this green and digital innovation and build a more sustainable and inclusive European future. Thank you so much for joining, and we look forward to seeing you at the next session. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Joel has a question.
Oh, I don't know that if...
Maybe by mistake.
Yeah, I think he was waving goodbye. Oh, no,
Okay.
there's a question here. Okay. Okay. I think, well, it's where can I elaborate the complete proposal? The AF is very limited. The characters are limited. No space for detailed COPS calculation and WP structure.
Which project is that related to?
I'm not sure. But that's okay. I think that everybody can ask for the Q&As. Oh, these.
Yeah, there is info emails for each of the projects, so please send directly.
Yes. Okay, so thank you so much, Roland, Ana Maria, and Evelina for joining us today. And I'm going to stop the recording, and I'm going to send the presentations, and I'll share the video with you as well, also the statistics. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a nice day.